Someone commented on one of my videos, and I forgot what the video was about, but she was basically saying that one of her biggest regrets of leaving her ex was the fact that she never got to tell him about all the horrible things he did to her and how he made her feel, and she regrets the fact that he doesn't know that. I commented and I said, he knows. And she commented back with a long message about why he doesn't know, and some people aren't aware of what they do, and some people are aware and some people aren't, and he just isn't aware. And I don't go back and forth because I was once there. And by there, I mean in a place where I didn't feel like these men had any clue how they made me feel. They do. They know. They know very well what they're doing and how it makes you feel. That's why they do it. Because they know that 9 times out of 10, they're going to get the results that they want from that situation. That's why they possess the ability to not treat you a certain way in front of people and then get in private and treat you totally opposite. That's how they know they can go to work and they treat their boss, well, usually male bosses, they don't respect women. They can treat their boss with respect and then come home and treat you like shit. That's how they know they can be nice to you in the beginning, and then once they got comfortable, they can be the monster they really are. They know. They just hope that you aren't smart enough to realize that so that they can keep taking advantage of you. Even men who always claim that they were blindsided by a divorce or a breakup, they knew the whole time. Again, they were just hoping that you were too stupid to realize how they were treating you and what they were doing. They didn't think you would ever gather up the strength to actually leave them when they were treating you like shit. You guys aren't going to be honest. But the reason a lot of you want to go back and talk to your exes, or maybe you don't literally want to go back, but you wish you had a moment where you could just tell them all the things they did and how they felt, is because you want an apology from them. Oh, I know, not you. You just want to do it for funsies, right? But a lot of you want an apology from them that you're never going to get. And if you do get it, it's not going to be sincere. And a lot of you are still in disbelief that, again, someone that you cared about and invested time and energy, and some of you guys money into, you can't believe they would ever treat you the horrible way that they did. But I need you to believe it. I need you to let go of ever getting an apology. One thing I do believe is that sometimes people can be complete jerks and sleep well at night. I remember talking to a therapist I had years ago, and I was telling her about this guy I dated. And I just couldn't believe how he did this to me, and I couldn't believe how he did that to me, and one day karma's gonna come back, and it's just so he doesn't understand, and he's gonna get payback, and he's gonna get this and this, and she stopped me and she said, what if he doesn't? And I said, what do you mean, what if he doesn't? She said, how are you gonna continue to live your life if he doesn't get payback or karma? How is that going to affect you? Now I'm petty, so I first thought to myself, I'm going to be pissed because the bitch needs payback. And this isn't a discussion about karma and, whether you think it's real and if it is or if it isn't. We're not talking about that. Stay focused. I'll never forget, I heard a celebrity say that there was somebody that she was mad at and she was holding a grudge against, and she saw them from afar at a store and they were just laughing and seemingly happy. We don't really know, whatever. But she looked at them and she thought to herself, why are you happy and laughing? I'm mad at you. You're supposed to be miserable right now. So I get what my therapist was saying. Let's say nothing bad happens to them. What are you going to do? You have to be willing to say, you know what? It is what it is, and start your healing process. You have to be willing to tell yourself the truth. Because the longer you sit and you're in denial, the more you stunt your growth, and you take those same habits into other relationships, and then you get with a new guy and you make yourself believe that he doesn't know how he's treating you. They know. Under patriarchy, they want us women to think that men are these idiots who just don't know what they're doing. They can't help themselves. They're like little children. No. They very much know what they're doing. They are not children. They are adult men. Well, men are like children. Men are just children. No, they're not children. That's another thing we need to stop doing, is referring to men as kids. There's a difference in an actual 5-year-old and a grown-ass man. 5-year-olds don't know nothing, and they need help, and they need guidance, and sometimes they say and do shit, and you just chalk it up to them being a kid. An adult should know better and should be doing better, and you should have higher expectations for them, and they should be ashamed of themselves when they are not doing and being better, and they should be held accountable because they're too old to be acting a damn fool. If we used the same mental gymnastics that we use to excuse and justify and be in denial about the behavior of men, I bet we could cure so many diseases and solve world hunger if we use that same energy and brain power on positive things. But instead we're sitting here, oh, he just treated me this way because he has ADHD. He just treated me this way because of depression. Oh, he doesn't know how he treated me. Men are just kids. No, these are grown-ass men who need to be held accountable, and the expectation for them to act like grown-ups should be held, and standards should be high. And they treated you that way because they knew they could, and because they knew it would benefit them in a certain way to treat you that way. Plain and simple. And the quicker that you're able to forgive yourself for allowing something to go on for as long as it did, for ignoring red flags, forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know, then you will be able to heal. Because whether or not you have a moment to go back and tell this man everything he did wrong, so that's not going to do anything. It's not going to change the past. They're probably not going to own up to it. If they say they're sorry, they're just going to say it to get you out of their face. You know, they'll probably try to take advantage of you again. You don't need their apology. You need yours to yourself. You loved someone who you thought you could love. That's what you do in a relationship. You did nothing wrong. The person that you thought you could love just so happened to be someone who didn't have your best interests at heart. A lot of you guys need to forgive yourself. You don't need his apology. You need yours to your past self or your current self so that you can move on and you can heal. Maybe you didn't know the signs of toxic relationships. Maybe you just desperately wanted someone to love me and you just didn't understand that what they were doing to you wasn't love. Maybe you just were desperate and you didn't want to be alone. Whatever the case may be, the apology you make to yourself and the forgiveness that you give yourself is the only apology and forgiveness that needs to be made so that you can grow, so that you can move on, and so that you don't go on to make the same mistakes. Long story short, they know. They knew. They be knowing how they treat you.